Alright. Hello. I can't update my Twitch. I can't update my Twitch, like, stream description for some reason. It just keeps saying it fails to update no matter what I put in. So apologies if you got the stream notification for Twitch saying that it's the show from Friday. But, yeah. We're here. We in this. Welcome to... This is effectively a breakout from JamPack'd from Friday, in that we're doing the Unbox'd section as its own stream. Super casual here. It is Sunday night right before Halloween. I have a new... I can't easily show this. I've got a new friend. Oh my goodness. Hi. Ugh. This is Render. She's a temporary visitor here in the UNBOX'D studio. She is a stray. I believe, based on the ear and her being recently spayed, that she was a trap and release, but I'm going to get her chip checked tomorrow. She showed up at the start of the week, just like immediately asking for pets and for food and stuff, and she's super little. Like, she is, you know, she's not a year old, like nowhere near probably. This is El Gato. Yes, exactly. And then she insisted that night on going back out. And so we let her out. She spent... It was a hard enough decision. And she spent the entire night that I was home, or, you know, awake, still hanging around the house, begging for pets, begging to play, whatever. But then she wasn't there the next day and didn't show up for days. We get home today from my parents, and she's sitting on our porch in the rain, yelling at us for food. I'd been setting food and water out, hoping to feed her. I never saw her again, but I did see what I think is her mama, and I believe her mama is a feral cat. Super long hair. I'm pretty sure has been around the neighborhood a couple years. And so that cat's been coming and going, and I even tried following it at one point and just never... Like, I could never really feel like a solid location as to where it went. But then she showed back up. So, I have her back in the studio. We are going to, like I said, I'm going to take her to get chip checked just in case, and then... I don't know what the plan is, because we have 4 cats. She can't go in the house. Not ideal to have a studio cat. But yet, that's maybe where things are going. Thank you for the roses, Nerd Kettle. Homie is asking for any guide on OBS optimizations with 12th and 13th gen iGPU, seeing as they do better than NVENC. Not at the moment, specifically because there has to be a rewrite of the QuickSync implementation in OBS. As like the dedicated graphics card support for ARC isn't there. Like, I got the devs to put in for 28 a hotfix basically to make the DGPU work at all for H.264, but there's no HEVC support yet. There's no AV1 support, any of that, and so I don't see the point in making a video right now when, as far as I'm concerned, an update has to be coming any day. And those settings will change a lot, and you'll probably get a lot better results. Just want to say I find your videos very useful and unique. Thank you for helping all of us know more how to deal with complex software. Well, thank you for the kind words. What the heck? UNBOX'D is on my FYP? Apparently. I don't really know. Whoa. Hold on. I think she's trying to claw at the door, and she's like... Maybe getting success? One sec. What are you doing? I am now including multi-streaming to TikTok in the multi-stream for all of our shows. or shows and stuff like that. But I'm very new to it. We tried for JamPack'd on Friday, and I tried doing, it gives you the option to do portrait or landscape. So I tried doing landscape, and I don't think it was really watchable. The UI on TikTok's in doesn't change for that. So this time we're doing portrait. It's going to be awkward because I'm just cropping a virtual cam and the audio is slightly delayed. I have no way of fixing that. TikTok doesn't have audio filters. It doesn't have audio delay. I can't do anything about that. But no 60 FPS Sag. Why do you need 60 FPS for a talking head? That would be a waste of bandwidth. I know, you're mad. You're yelling, kitty. Alright. Trying to finish chewing this. Am I hearing a cat meowing? Yes, you just missed the introduction to our temporary studio kitty. If she comes back over here, you'll get to see it again. 60 FPS is the norm on Twitch, KEKW. 60 FPS is the norm for content that has gameplay or things that need 60 FPS. Your frame rate should be determined by your format. You were talking about using AV1 hardware encoding in OBS. How does that edit in an LE? Well, the good news is any graphics card that can encode AV1 can also decode it. So edit's fine. Well, in Resolve. I don't think Premiere actually has support updated yet. Can't you send to TikTok and OBS? Yeah, that's what I'm doing. OBS Virtual Cam to the TikTok app. But Virtual Cam only has video. It doesn't have audio. Speaking of OBS, I saw an AV1 thing in there. Do you know what that is about? Yes, I have a plethora of videos about that at that point, including a playlist. Here, I will pull it up. I'm going to have a dedicated playlist all about AV1 things, including those implementations, all of the recent updates, all of that goodness. I will link it in chat if everything works here. Yes. Over on my channel page, AV1 Hype Train right here. Bam. I've got a video on the AV1 software encoders implemented in an OBS update a few months ago. And then I have talking about AV1's encoding, or Intel's AV1 encoding, and then the new NVENC update for OBS as well. I'll link you in the chatty chat and in the Twitchy chat. $30 is for low motion, 15 is for very low motion. What do you mean it looks like 15? Are you okay there, buddy? Oh, it is kind of choppy, actually. They're not wrong. What's going on Twitch? I don't know if that's Aircast's end. Aircast must be having trouble. Huh. I don't think that was the issue or the case on Friday. Huh. There's got to be an issue with Aircast. That's what I'm using to multi-stream at the moment. Because I was also going to Trovo as well, but so far I don't even know that my Trovo streams are working. So you know, it doesn't look like 15 FPS is way more than a slideshow. But you know what? Let's stop the Twitch thing and we'll just run a direct Twitch multi-stream. So give me just a sec. And then we will start unboxing. Add new target. Twitch. Now I gotta find the Twitch RTMP server because they don't make that as obvious anymore. There it is. Then I have to get my key, which is also not super obvious. Is it in this one? Nope. Stream. There it is. Invink. 1920 by 1080. Bitrate. We'll just drop it down to 6. Keyframe interval 2. Audio. All of that should be the same. Okay. Okay, looks like we're doing X264. Okay. As soon as I mentioned shutting down Trovo because no one's watching, someone shows up on Trovo. For the first time. I've been streaming the past like 4 shows on there. Do you go back Adobe for anything when editing videos? I do not. So I use... We will start Trovo. There we go. Alright. So much better? Alright, so clearly Aircast is having some issues. Don't know what's up with that. Couldn't tell you. It should just be passing the feed along, so I don't know why that would be struggling. Yeah, that looks way better. That's wild. So it was just their push to Twitch. That's even weirder. Anyway, no, I do not use... I don't have any reason to go back to Adobe for video specific, like Premiere specifically. I don't... That's not true. I have one specific motion graphics template that I only have in a Mogurt. Hey, what's up? NZXT on TikTok. Well, thank you. I have one specific Mogurt, which is a motion graphics template built for Premiere Pro that only works in Premiere Pro. And so I do use that. But that is the only reason I ever open Premiere anymore, other than to check on updates. And it has been that way for a couple years. Now, I still use After Effects for certain things. I still use Photoshop and Lightroom all the time, and Audition for audio. But for Premiere, I literally only open it to check on, you know, updates, or for that one Mogurt file that I literally, I mean, you can't convert those to anything else. So until I rebuild the entire project concept in Fusion or something, that's all I got. All right, let's actually do the unboxings. You know what the title's about. I had someone very ticked in the comments of JamPack'd because we didn't get to the thing the title was about, because it was going to be a thing I unboxed, and then I was focused on my guest instead of that, and we didn't get to it, which was fine. We had Golden Boy on. It was freaking sick. I'd rather focus on the guest. Oh yeah, someone asked about my audio setup before on the YouTube chat. I'm using currently the CAD E100S. It is a condenser mic, a large diaphragm condenser mic. It is glorious. I have it run through a Warm Audio WA12 Mark II preamp into my Soundcraft mixer I talk about all the time, and then a bunch of filters slapped on in OBS. For someone new to editing, would you say Resolve is the way to go? 100%. 100%. What's the point of the XCM50? Oh, is that the new road thing? Probably the updated software and the updated, you know, hardware stuff. We'll get to it. I have it here to unbox, so let me get this. Render. I'm trying to unbox some stuff. Can you say hi to the internet and then let me unbox some stuff? Can they get one big condenser mic meow? Can you give me a meow? No? No meow? 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 Really? You're gonna yell this whole time and then I'll put you up to the mic and you're not gonna say nothing? Wow. Rude. Alright. Hi. I know, now you meow. We're gonna start with the little stuff. We're gonna start with the little stuff. So I'll switch to, I'm testing out a bunch of new webcams. I know I'm super behind on the webcam review train. There's been a bunch that's come out. And so I'm testing a bunch to do a big video on it this week. So I'm testing a new one for this video stream thing, but I'm not going to tell you what it is. We'll leave it at that. All right. So got a couple little boxes to get through first. First and foremost, I picked up the Ghoulie Tech controller, Ghoulie Kit controller that has the fancy thumbsticks everyone is raving about at the moment for the Steam Deck, the electromagnetic ones or whatever. I'm curious to see how the rest of the controller will perform, because I'm currently working on a video about a Thrustmaster controller that is supposed to be like the lowest latency controller ever, and it has mechanical switches for everything, and it's built like a tank. And so I'm curious to see, because I've never had major thumbstick issues with controllers in the first place. Like, I've had a couple get issues, but like never major issues. So I'm curious if any potential gains from these thumbsticks will make up for the other downsides. Because yeah, these switches do not feel super amazing. I mean, face buttons feel all right out of the box, but right now the bumpers already do not feel great. So I say I don't have major thumbstick issues. Modern, the PS4 up and Xbox One and up have huge issues with dead zones that the 360 controller just didn't have. So that part I'm looking forward to, but otherwise, curious if it'll be worth the trade-offs. You once did a brilliant video on the overclock on the 3200G. Can you do an overclocking video for the 5700G? Yeah, I agree with Hualiyama here. Set PBO to max, turn on XMP or whatever AMD calls it. That's all you really need. Alright, so this thing I'm really, really excited for. This comes in a plain white box. It's actually from Shure. You know, the maker of the SM7B, everyone's weird favorite mic that shouldn't be their favorite mic. Someone's asking, what's up, Shortcut? Someone's asking about the NVIDIA removal 40 series. You have to install, if you have, if you got a 4090, you have to install the new version of the SDK for the audio effects and the video effects processing off of NVIDIA's website. They have a new SDK for the new generation of graphics cards. You have to uninstall the old one first. You have to uninstall the old one and then install the new one for the new generation, and that'll make it work. All right, so it's gonna seem super weird, but I promise, I think it's gonna blow people's minds when I make the video on it. This is a headset mic. As dumb as that sounds. The autofocus on this is pretty slow. This is a headset mic like you would use for office calls, or actually it's more like a stage mic. Those mics that people wear on like TED Talks that actually sound really good, except this is a bigger capsule version. I don't have that stupid expensive like tan colored one, but this one has a big old beefy capsule for what it is, and you wear it. And it's built for using with wireless mic packs. So I actually have an adapter to go from mini XLR to 3.5mm to use with my Deity wireless mic packs. And then if I switch over here, I don't actually know how it's supposed to go on your head. That doesn't feel very comfortable. Question mark? Oh, it turns. Okay. There we go. And then you wear it like a headset mic, but you have it ran to a wireless mic pack, so you can just get up and move around. Now, obviously, you can have something like the Mod Mic Wireless that I've had meme-worthy ads for and whatever. But I'm doing a big video on wireless mics for streaming, because I think for a lot of streamers, this concept is a little outdated and very limiting. Because even right now, when I go up and pick the boxes, I can shout and try to get picked up by the mic, but otherwise you're not going to hear me. And then the experience kind of deteriorates a little bit as you lose your audio quality. Whereas you move to a wireless lav, I don't have mine sitting right here, but I usually use the Deity Connect series, or you do something like this, you have the freedom to move around, you have the freedom to move up and meme out in your studio, and you don't got this big thing blocking your light and filling your camera and triggering your autofocus and all of that. And so I really hope people respond well to this video, because so many people are I realize the irony of saying this as I'm doing it right now. So many people are obsessed with the big microphones, the expensive $400 SM7Bs and the new blue Sonas and the SM7B killer. I am so tired of a specific microphone being treated as the one piece of gear every streamer needs. I hated it in the first place when the SM7B started getting popular. I hate it even more now that we have so many amazing options. And I want to keep posing more alternatives that actually provide value rather than, does this sound the same as the SM7B, which doesn't sound all that amazing out of the box? Because that's a dumbass bar to focus on. She is just scratching at the door. She wants out. We let her, as I explained, we let her out at one point, and then she didn't come back for days. I'm trying to not do so I can go get her chip checked, but she wants to go outside and play. But it's raining, so then she gets outside and she's like, oh wait, I don't like this, and hides under the table, and then doesn't want me to bring her back in because she's like, oh no, human. So she's probably going to tear up my door or the carpet near the door overnight, but I don't know what I'm doing. I shouldn't be responsible for her, but I've now determined that it's somehow my job, maybe. All right, we got another little box here. It's RE20/SM7B. I have been a huge advocate for the RE20 for a very long time, and most people just refuse to even look at it because it doesn't look all slick and stylish as the SM7B. I think the RE20 sounds better for what those mics are trying to do. I like the USB Shure microphone that came out like a year ago, the SM7. Oh, the MV7. And someone's asking how my Beacon SM7B mod lasted. Oh, yo! Okay, hold on. I didn't realize that's what this was. I've been waiting for this to show up. I'm gonna pull out my packing slip. Ya boy got some film. So this is, I ordered this from a place whose name I keep forgetting. It's called Freestyle. It's called Freestyle. And it's a LA-based camera store. I usually just order stuff from like B&H or whatever. But they have some really unique stuff that I ordered. And so I wanted to play with. So I got some Cinestill 400D, which is just cinematic E film. And this is 35mm film for my actual film camera. So Cinestill is pretty standard for people now. But then I have these. These are colored, like, themed movie film that has already been kind of pre-processed to have a certain look and then cut down to be used with 35mm picture cameras. So instead of being actual movie film, it's now rolled up to be used in a stills camera instead of movie cameras, which is fascinating. I really want to try it out. And then I accidentally got two of these, but these psychedelic blues have just been kind of light leaked to look like, you know, they already have some pre-colorization to them. These are 120 size, so for my Mamiya medium format camera. And then what is this? Oh yeah, this is the psychedelic blues, but in 35mm size. So these are just like pre-exposed and then wound back up to have cool light effects. They're not necessarily great for accurate pictures, but just having fun with it. What's up, awesome Arizona and Baltazar? Have you had the opportunity to try the Aston Stealth? Yes, I reviewed it a few years back. It is really fascinating, and it was one of the first microphones to really come to market, at least that I knew of, that pushed the let's just build in a cloud lifter, mic activator to it. Where if you didn't supply phantom power, it would still work, but if you did, it would have, extra bass, not bass, but, bass gain. And it had a bunch of different modes on it and things like that. It was actually pretty neat. I never really got it sounding the way I wanted for my voice, and so I believe I've parted ways with it since then, but pretty dope mic. All right. Never had the pleasure of using a film-based camera besides those cheap Polaroid knockoffs. Well, those aren't even film. Polaroid's its own kind of thing. Whee! All right, so this is Lewitt's entry into the audio interface market. This is the Lewitt Connect 6. Lewitt has not made audio interfaces before, as far as I know, but they make amazing mics. I covered the freaking $10,000 mic from them earlier in the year, and Elgato's mics are made with Lewitt capsules inside. I've used the LCT 440 Pure a lot. It is a wonderful big old condenser mic. So this is their audio interface. Oh, it is a lot smaller than I was expecting. Okay. Oh my. Okay. This thing looks kind of ridiculous. Hello, autofocus. This camera's autofocus is not great. So, this thing looks kind of ridiculous. It looks like the 2016 era AverMedia gear, like when they sent a bunch of those speakers and stuff to Lazy Game Reviews to Clint. It looks like what those looked like with the over gamer aesthetic, which is really weird because Lewitt doesn't really have this kind of aesthetic. And yet at the same time, it's almost minimal. Like, it's trying to be minimal other than providing size for the ports. It's fascinating. It almost looks like a Star Trekian kind of control pad. Like, bloop, 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 bloop. I don't know. So we've got 2 headphone outs on the front. 1/4 inch and 3.5 mil. And then on the back, you have a really interesting layer of ports here. You've got dual XLR, so 2 inputs. These are probably going to still be stereo split. I hate that. I wish audio interfaces would just do individual mono devices or individual mono panned out to stereo devices. And then you have dual outputs. You have your 1/4 inch left and right, and then you have a 3.5 millimeter right and left. Then you have 3 USB Type-C ports. 3.5 mil input for aux. You have power, which is weirdly in the middle and not over here like it should be. You've got a computer USB-C port and a mobile USB-C port. This is fascinating. So, we'll play around with that, get a review going. First impressions are very confused. Looks like a deck I'd wear on my arm. Exactly! Like, that's I feel like I should be pulling Yu-Gi-Oh cards out of the front. It's time to duel! Yeah. Looks like a dual disc. Thank you, Bach-O on TikTok. Only thing it's missing is the slider that only works if you unlock it, and even then if your device supports it. Yeah, I don't know, like with the mobile thing, if you'll be able to patch in like calls, or if it's just for music. I'm not entirely sure yet. Oh, and it's got a built-in DSP. So it'll process your mic and everything on the device itself, which is really cool. Second USB-C port to connect additional devices. iOS, Android, PC, Mac. So theoretically a second computer? That would be fascinating. Made for iPhone, iPad. So many of these devices list mobile support and then doesn't really support it. So, although it has a giant list of iOS devices. iPhone 13, blah, 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 SE, XS Max, iPad Air 3rd Gen, iPad Mini, so... Looks like it comes with cables for these adapters, so... Straight from Kaiba Corp. Yeah, exactly. Okay. Oh, hi, Render. Hello. Yes, I'm still here. Oh god, please don't scratch my junk. Okay. Hello. Alright, we're gonna get to some of the bigger packages now. I would guess that the power plug is only really needed if you're only using it on mobile. Whereas if you're using it on computer, it can probably be bus powered. Can I get a meow now? Can they hear an up close meow? Meow some more? ASM meow? Please? Meow? Can I get a meow? I want a high quality meow to sample. Meow! Meow! You're killing me. What's with the stage fright? It doesn't only support iPhone, iPad. It says Android support too. It just says made for iPhone or whatever. Because that's probably what Apple demands. Please? Okay. She's really comfy somehow like this. I don't know any cat, or especially a stray cat, that would find this comfortable. But she's over here blinking like, yes, this is nice. Okay. Yep. Meow means feed me. It means pick me up. It means let me the hell out of this studio. Alright, it's big boy box time. Oh yeah, someone keeps asking about the Sound Devices USB Pre 2. I have not. I have the Mix Pre line, which also works over USB. But I have not tried the USB Pre. So, I don't know what, like, I remember them announcing it, but I don't remember looking into it and knowing why you needed a separate device, other than it's probably cheaper, because the Mix Pre's are like $600. I'm using the CAD E100S right now. If you stream with your phone, you'll get more views. That's cool, bro. I'm not gonna do that, because mounting my phone in addition to all the cameras would be insanity. TikTok can go to hell. Alright, so this is all of the new Rode gear. To be clear, they announced an embargo, I believe of nighttime on the 27th. My gear did not arrive until the 27th, and by time my gear had arrived, some dumbass had already broke embargo, and so Rode was just like, alright, guess, like, literally as soon as I got the email telling me what the embargo was, they're like, well, someone already broke it, so I guess we just not embargoing now. Embargoes are not that hard to... They're not hard. Kitty. Oh, she laying in the floor. I don't want to throw... You can see her on the camera. Alright, I'll just toss it to the side. Oh my, this is a lot of gear. Alright, so we have... All of this is opened. I guess that's fine. We've got the XCM50, and we'll talk about all this new Rode X gear in a moment once I have a clear idea of what all we have. We have... Oh, this one's heavy. We have the XDM100, which looks very much like the RE20, or the... Actually, it looks a lot more like the Procaster. Ooh. This is USB, so it's like the Podcaster then. Yeah, this must just be a refresh of the Podcaster. I know everyone kept saying, oh, it's an RE20. The Podcaster's been out for a long... The Podcaster and Procaster have been out for a long time. Oh, they sent me a ton of stuff. I have a fancy Rode card with my name handwritten on it, I guess. What is all this? Why did they send me all this? I've got the NTH100s. These are their new closed-back studio headphones. I bought these like 3 months ago. I'm using them in the house at my in-house gaming setup. I guess I will give these away. So join us on Discord maybe, and we'll give them away over there. Not really sure. But we'll probably give these away, as well as we have in here a new PSA 1 Plus, which I also already have and have reviewed. So we'll give this one away too. And what's this? We have a Rode-branded USB-C 2A cable for some bizarre reason. It's only 1.5 meters long. Okay. All right, here's a box for you to scratch, kitty. Scratch it up. Yeah, scratch it. Scratch. 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 Leave cardboard fibers all over my studio. So yeah, that's discord.gg/epos vox ice. If you're still in the chat, please post it in Twitch chat, because it's a pain in the ass, because I'm not logged in the browser thing and blah 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 blah. If not, someone else can. Alright, so with these new Rode microphones, and we do have another box still to open. With these new Rode microphones, these are basically refreshes of microphones they already had, but with a lot new features. So this is the XDM50, which is basically the same as the NT USB Mini in terms of hardware. They may have made some minor tweaks. I literally, you've seen, just opened it. Can't like 100% confirm anything. But this is mostly just a refresh of the Rode NT USB Mini. Then the XDM100 here is a refresh of the Podcaster, which is a wonderful dynamic mic. I prefer the Procaster, which is the XLR version, but the Procaster is what I consider one of my like most underrated mics around $200. It sounds incredible out of the box, especially on certain voices. It is very affordable at around $200 or less if you get it used, especially given how long it's been out. It sounds wonderful. This is a refresh of the USB version of that. Now, the reason they have refreshed them is they have released a new software suite for their audio hardware called Unify X. And the Unify X software is basically a competitor to Elgato's Wavelink, to the Go XLR, to the Beacon stuff, to Voicemeeter. It's their own multi-mixing software with virtual audio devices and things like that. This one is, of course, a condenser mic. They're both USB. Condenser mic. This one's dynamic. Condensers are going to sound a little bit more natural, pick up a lot more warmth and kind of low end, but it's going to pick up a lot more background noise, like a cat yelling in the background the whole stream. Dynamic mic is going to sound a little bit more broadcasty, a little bit more punchy, a little bit more radio jock, but it's going to reject a lot more background noise, keyboard noise, PC fan noise, whatever. So we can open it up real quick, but like, now, amusingly, I haven't actually gotten around to covering the NT USB Mini. I picked it up a couple years ago and was very interested in covering it because it already had competing software to the Go XLR. Oh my. Okay. Huge advantage. This comes with the shock mount. The shock mount for the Procaster was actually pretty expensive. Shock mount and the foam windscreen. It's not a pop filter, it's a windscreen, but... Oh, wait. What is this? Oh, they went this is rubber, but like, they went fancy with it. Aight. Neat. I remember paying like $80 or something for the shock mount for my Procaster. I could be wrong, but I feel like I did. Then we have... Whoa, look at this fancy box. All right, then we have the mic itself. We'll pull it out real quick here. Anyway, I was saying, I bought a while back the NT USB Mini to cover because it already had software that competes with the Go XLR Voicemeeter, Wavelink, or whatever. And I even commented on a certain other streaming YouTuber's videos that always have terrible misinformation because he was trying to convince you that your only option was the Go XLR or the Elgato. And I was like, yo, PreSonus and freaking Rode have already had options. These are not the only options. Do not try to sell people that. Who is playing a live arena game on my Trovo? I don't even know what that means. But yeah. And I, hilariously, after making that comment, I never actually got around to covering myself. So it looks like we have a mute indicator light up here. You're not really going to be able to see it. Ah, yeah. We got this sleek black and red theme if you're into that MKBHD look. Got a nice little gain or headphone dial, and then awkwardly a headphone jack right in the middle. I'm honestly not sure how I feel about that, because if it's mounted right here, someone asked for thoughts of, like, my thoughts on USB versus XLR mics. I think for most people, like in general, USB mics are going to be all you need. You only need to get one good mic, hook it up, and if you aren't looking to do some crazy complex broadcast setup, you only need one mic, you hook it up through USB, and you have everything you want. But I cannot stand running my headphones off of the mic. Your headphone cable is awkwardly dangling on top of your mouse and keyboard, which sucks while gaming. That extra headphone cable noise translates into the mic sometimes. There's a lot of downsides to it, and trying to route it through like Windows Listen or something like that adds a lot of latency. So I prefer the analog way most of the time, but I think for 99.9% of people, USB mics are literally all you need. Condenser mic plus NVIDIA broadcast equals, Software doesn't beat physics. All right, so this is the NT USB mini refresh. Inside the package, we get a lovely little mini tripod, which frankly I wouldn't use for your mic unless you're at a hotel room or something, because putting it down on your desk on one of these desk stands sucks. But that would be a really handy little handheld tripod for your camera, for a low vloggy cam. And then the mic itself. Ta-da! Also with that sleek black and red theme. Mine has gunk all over it. Ugh. I don't know if you can see that. There's gunk all over this part. That is kind of gross. Weird. I mean, I guess it's not as bad as my beacon mix showing up with the screen falling off of it, but hey. Hey. Now, I say, condenser mic plus NVIDIA broadcast is not a replacement for, you know, the physics of a dynamic mic. But in my new space where I have sound treated it significantly better than my prior spaces and all of that, I have mostly moved to using condenser microphones. I've got the E100S here. I've used the Earthworks Ethos a lot this year. I even have a warm WA14 that I've been using a lot that you all loved in the comments of videos. And once you have the right space and setup for it, sounds great. Yes, Render. Yes, what can I do for you? May I help you? Are you in urgent need of care? Yeah? Okay. And for the most part, I deal with the sacrifices because I love the sound. I go back and forth, though, and I think for a lot of standard people who haven't put hundreds and hundreds of dollars into sound treatment and making sure all the conditions are right, and people stream, you know, with their fans, with loud computers, with AC units, anyone with a computer on a desk is going to have the worst possible time with a condenser mic. I don't understand why anyone puts a computer on a desk. Those kinds of things. A dynamic mic is going to be a ton. And for that, the Elgato Wave DX is absolutely incredible. For an XLR mic, if you want a USB mic, the new Procaster, the XDM 100 or whatever. Yeah. Because the issue is by recommending the Wave DX as a cheaper mic, you still need... You still need a interface. So... Any sneak peek about your tweet yesterday? Reference retro webcams. So I am looking to interview people who have notoriety or a long documented experience with them for my Nebula series print screen, just to have more interviews kind of filling slots instead of just me talking about it. That episode's going to be a little bit more experiential of me just using them and stuff, because I've saved up a bunch new inbox. To specifically for something like this, but what compressor do you use? I mean, I have the tone overdrive on my Warm Audio preamp here, but in my actual filters, I literally just use the built-in. No, I lied. I am using the KHS VSTs now for compressor. And then the Reaper Replugs EQ, and then the built-in limiter on here. I can do like a window capture real quick. Actually, I don't know if it will capture this. Nope, it does not. OBS does not see its own windows for windows capture. All right, we'll switch to desktop then. I actually enjoy the Deity V07U. I'm glad someone does. It seemed like it had a bunch of potential. KHS VST. VST is the type of audio plugin. KHS is the company brand, whatever. There's like, they have a whole freebie pack. You have to activate a whole bunch of keys just to use free software, but Yeah. All right. So here is my current audio stack that I use on most things at the moment. We'll just run this. You'll have to like zoom in to see it. I'll put it centered so TikTok can see it. I have my gain at roughly 12 decibels. I have my preamp cranked up so you get some of the analog tone to it, but otherwise it's coming into my mixer very, very quiet, which is why I have to use my audio loop out to the TikTok app, or otherwise you wouldn't be able to see it, which then adds a bunch of latency, and TikTok doesn't have audio delay because this app is terrible. But I have roughly 12 decibels of gain, and then I do loop in the NVIDIA broadcast noise removal if I need it for my AC and stuff. It does not filter out the cat. And then I have the Reaper EQ, and that is set up to just give me a slight boost in the lows, a high pass so you don't get too much boominess, a cut around 200, 250 for that muddiness, a cut around the mids because I get nasally, a boost in the high for clarity, and then a notch filter around 15 to 16 kilohertz for my CRT whine because you don't want to hear that. And then that feeds into the compressor, which is the KHS compressor. Threshold of -16, attack of 5, release of 200, ratio of 3.5-ish to 1, with 83-ish% makeup gain, because that's what looked like was necessary, and then a limiter at -1 to -2, just to be safe. And then if I loop in game audio or whatever, I start adding in other, side chaining and things like that. But I can confirm, actually, I don't know if I'm supposed to publicly confirm, but I can tell you that upward compression is coming in OBS 29, or at least we'll be able to test it for 29, thanks to the wonderful PKV. And so my video on that, about using upward compression to balance out your game audio so that you can hear it better in streams and stuff like that, that is coming in 29. So I'm super stoked for that. I use a condenser so I can get around my room while speaking. But again, most people should use wireless labs or something. Any plans for a Dream Booth video? The instructions feature for it seem to change every second day. Yeah, that's a reason I haven't done a whole lot about more of the, like... I know, kitty. Gotta sing. That's why I haven't made a whole lot of videos on that side of the AI art stuff, because it changes so rapidly that it's hard for me at the moment because I was in Techtober and now I'm working on this documentary, and my wife is now starting to work, which means my working capacity is going to be reduced a lot, which is a good thing. It means the stakes are a lot less lower on my YouTube success. Like, it's a lot harder for me to quickly turn around videos on all these daily changes on AI art stuff. And it seems kind of pointless to tell you how to do something that's going to change in 5 minutes. I made a video on someone's created image model with Dream Booth. If you don't know what this is, it's a way to train the AI art generator, Stable Diffusion, on your own stuff to make your own styles and things like that. And so I just put a video up on Analog Dreams about using that to create game icons. And then I'm actually training my own model to make glitch art, which is really cool. But making videos on all these things that change day to day is kind of annoying. All right, we have one more big box to get to. I don't actually know what it is. What's up, ghosts? What upward compression VST did you get? Is this what I think it is? All right, another box for you to play in, kitty. Have fun. Is this what I think it is? Where'd my knife go? There it is. A new car? Yeah, that's what it is. It's a briefcase. Maybe I am turning into Seto Kaiba. I got my dual disc audio interface. And now I got my briefcase for my Yu-Gi-Oh cards. What is upward compression? I have a video on it. I'm not going to explain it very well in this video. But normal compression reduces, it squishes, it doesn't reduce. It squishes the loud parts of a sound together to reduce the dynamic range, but also kind of keep the variance in the loud sounds a little bit more squished. Upward compression takes the quieter parts and pushes them up into the middle to quieter parts so that you don't have really, really quiet sounds, which I have a video on all of this, but it makes it useful for gaming videos because you have games with a lot of really quiet sounds that viewers can't really hear, like footsteps and things like that. It makes it a lot easier to balance out. It's here! I've been waiting for this forever! Oh, man! Oh! I didn't know this was coming. I didn't think this shipped yet. I've been waiting for this for like a year. The Scott Pilgrim limited run. Holy balls. Okay, so that means that this is the vinyl for it. I honestly thought I was getting my or my Turok Pog stuff today. Yeah, we got the Scott Pilgrim game soundtrack, including the Anamanaguchi. Whatever. Anamanaguchi sounds. Woo boy. Yes. Been waiting for the box sitting behind him. Well, that one only arrived like yesterday. And this one. What's up, Nintendo? I use individual program audio capture to get around that. That doesn't affect anything in this. It's about the balance, like the dynamic range in your signal. Capturing the game individually has zero effect on that. Like I said, I have a whole video on it. Alright, so this is the limited run physical collector's edition of Scott Pilgrim, the game, which was originally released back in 2010-ish, and I got it on PS3 through their online service, and then it was taken offline and the game was completely gone. There was this whole community thing to get the game released again and playable, and I think they partnered with Ubisoft or something. Yeah, Ubisoft. Edgar Wright even thanked people for making it happen. And it comes in a briefcase. Remove battery insulating pull tab. Okay. We can do it. That was a big one. Yep. I'm scared. Okay, the switch is very sensitive. It keeps resetting, even though I have it open. That is wild. I love it so much. That's incredible. It just keeps getting better. You gonna copy the game? Oh geez. Oh no. Oh geez. Oh, I can set that up on its own. That's actually sick. Okay. You get a copy of the game. Looks like an art book, some drumsticks. Yeah. Oh my. Okay. Yeah. Got a little art book in the style of an old school notebook. Dope. Stickers. Always a sucker for stickers. An ad. That's weird. For the Prima guide. Throwback. Ah, we got the soundtrack on cassette. Yo. I love it. I love it. We got a pin. Looks like some trading cards. Yeah, I think Render's taking a nap. Or either she found a way to break out. I don't know which. I got some guitar picks. And then we got a retro big box copy for the game itself. Freaking sick. Alright. Actually, I don't know where she is. I'll look for her in a sec. I honestly forgot which version I got. So we got, in the big box, we got the PS4 copy. We got CD copy of the soundtrack. And yes, I do enjoy having my game soundtracks on multiple formats. More stickers. Epic W. Looks like we got a poster. I've not had the best results from limited runs poster quality. And a spacer. Alright. Well, that was incredible. I thought I was getting something much more boring today. Big box copies always remind me of buying games at Staples 2000. Yeah. When upward compression compete with noise gate? I mean, you're not applying a noise gate to your game sound. This is to apply to your game. I mean, you could use it on your vocals. It is used in music on like vocals, mainly instruments though. But there are applications for it in vocals. But it's for your game sound, so it would have no relevance to your noise gate on your mic or anything like that at all. Well, this was really cool. Like I said, I was not expecting to get this today. Can you even buy new cassette players anymore? I mean, not really manufactured new other than some of those like bougie platforms that are like companies that do it for extra money, but you can still get them. Stop buying new things. Buy used working things that work perfectly fine. Alright, let me find the kitty real quick. Oh, Render! Where'd you go, sweet? Aww. Aww, hold on. I have no idea if I can switch this last minute. Let's do Epoch Cam. I'm actually going to run this vertically in the middle. Thank you, DePoets. Its name is Render. Nathan. Okay. Epoch Cam ain't working for some reason. Well, she taking a nap. I don't know why it's not working. That's really weird. It worked for like a second. Whatever. You don't need to see her. Do you have any thoughts about Logitech's Lytra Beam? I bought one of their Lytra lights. I haven't even opened it yet. But I mean, it's a really tiny light, and those tiny lights are virtually useless other than accent lights in like backgrounds of sets or like product shots or something. And they're selling it for a really expensive price and advertising it as a key light for streamers, and it's not that at all. Also, Lytra is a name of a completely different light company, so I don't know how they got away with naming it Lytra. So when Render gets into the catnip, do you get graphical glitches? Yup. Alright. That's about all I have for tonight. I just wanted to get through those unboxings. I need to go back to editing my doc and maybe playing some Modern Warfare 2 just to get some clips so I can finally make a video ranting about skill-based matchmaking. Appreciate y'all hanging out with me. We'll have more of this stuff coming soon. We have a really, really special guest for the next episode of JamPack'd, so I can't wait for you to see that. Otherwise, thank you for watching. Remember to be kind. Rewind.